Well, as sad as it is, every family reunion comes to an end. We're pretty close to that. I hope, or my expectation is, you didn't have to fix too much Wi-Fi in the last 2 days. We think from the Troopers family that it was awesome. I hope you agree. We liked it. We had fun. It was a great event. Great to have you here, your family. I have the pleasure, the honor to do there were some additional things to announce and to be done before everybody, all the members of the family go their ways. And some of you go home, some of you will still be here for tomorrow. Just some stats on the use of the GSM network, which is a thing I think is, again, I'm overwhelmed by all the things that have happened in the last 2 days, especially so as we had to fight this strange guy. While I'm happy for Sergei that he refound his older brother. That is in the sense of a family, that's a good thing, isn't it? For us as troopers, it didn't make life easier. Still, we had a number of cool technical stuff here. One was the GSM network. There was a high number, like look at this, 1,200 SMS sent. That's cool. Talking about that older brother of Sergei. Sergei, where are you now, by the way? Are you here? Ah, man, he has hidden. Maybe he's embarrassed for his family. You shouldn't be. I mean, that was a noteworthy adversary we had. I mean, we haven't heard anything about him for an hour, so I think we are good. I think the third team did a great job. We could repel him. There was, when it comes to the third team, there are some things noteworthy. First of all, there was a few people of you heavily interacted with the third. We could catch some types of information that I will show in a second. But there is one guy, Chad, are you here? That guy did a great job of trying to social engineer into fishbowl, to social engineer, like to interact. I mean, the third was somewhat involved in this. They had an eye on what was happening. We could identify things going on. There was this interaction where somebody tried to sneak into. That was quite cool also. In the end of the day, as I said, for an hour we haven't heard anything, so I am cautiously confident that we have repelled him, and there were a number of guys helping with this. In the morning, we managed, during the run, which was a great event anyway, so you get some pictures here of those guys running up the hills. It was a great run. Look at these pictures. Look at this. I mean, this was scenic in the morning. Like the Philosopher's Path and all those guys engaged and all those guys. Here's the group picture. That was cool. For all the runners, I'm proud of you. We are proud of you. That was... They made it up those hills. I mean, look at the background. Heidelberg is down there. So this was heavy hills. And we not only managed to get up the hills, we also managed to destroy evil Sergei's communication material. So from that angle, mission accomplished. That helped to repel him. In hindsight, we think that all this was long planned. In hindsight, you can connect the dots of all strange things happening. Amongst others, you might remember Landesverrat last year. We think he was involved there too, even though the topic of this one is these are the organizations who received from the Troopers 15 the charity donation in different amounts went to these 5 organizations, all of them involved in making the world a better place in a certain domain. This year, the Troopers charity will mainly go to 2 organizations. You probably had an opportunity to get an idea what Soups and Socks does, helping and nurturing, actually, in a very real sense, refugees on their way through Europe. And Mastermind is it's about educating the next generation of hackers, of people who will be here in the room, young troopers, building their robotic and some other skills. Those guys will be the recipients of the 2016, the main recipients. Usually during the year, more money comes in, like from guys who come to ERNW for various purposes, and they refrain from getting their reimbursement money, stuff like this. There might be more organizations next year, but these are the 2 main organizations planned to receive this year's donation, which is, so far, we have 3,800 euro. 3,800 euro cash. So thank you from us as Troopers organizing team for this. This is enormously generous. And there's on top, there's even 2,060 euros from credit card, which right at this point, we are close to 6,000 euro. Given there were 40 people in the run, 40 people, I mean, that's look at the group, and they all made it. So that's an additional 2,000 euros for the charity. We are up to like nearly 8,000 euros right now, and we can even augment, or you can contribute to augment that by actually showing your skills. So for those of you who have been here last year or who had the opportunity to look at some of the last year's videos, you might be aware there's a very special thing coming up now. At this point, I hand over to, you will need a mic then. Thanks. There is an opportunity to even augment, as I mentioned, the amount.
And maybe it's even the easiest way to contribute in the charity. So those of you who have been here last year might know what's up next. First of all, I need like 2 volunteers for, it's not a secret anymore what we're going to do. So I need 2 volunteers who'd like to play some table soccer. And first of all, where's Rodrigo? There's Rodrigo. Since Rodrigo was really passionate last year, but for some reason he didn't show up as a volunteer last year. So what about you try it this year, huh? Okay, so we just need 1 volunteer. So 1 additional. So who'd like to play some table soccer? And ideally, not the guys who tried it last year. Not the German. Sorry. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, maybe the one in the 4th row. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's a tough team now. Defense?
Huh?
I'm really bad.
Okay. So, yeah, round of applause for those 2 guys. So, and of course we're gonna need an opponent, so I may introduce Miguel. Might you come up the stage, please? So, yeah, so this is Miguel. Those of you who might have been here last year might know him already. He's quite some experience in playing table soccer, so that's why he's gonna have to play alone, so. And Now I'm gonna explain the rules. So, and the idea of all this is that those two guys are gonna play against Miguel. We're gonna play 8 balls, and for each goal.
Just to make sure, no Brazilian rules. I know how we play.
No. There's like a slide with rules upcoming. So, yeah, and for every goal you two guys score, ERNW is gonna donate. Yeah, how much are we gonna donate? Since last year we had a prize, and or we had a number, and then NO overruled it anyway. That's why I'm asking you. Oh, really? Okay, so ERNW is gonna put 200 euro for each goal those guys are gonna score. So yeah. Sorry, man. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna play 8 balls. There are just basically 3 important rules. So the first one is spinning is prohibited, like this. So no spinning. The second one is we have a dedicated kickoff, meaning if like Miguel scores a goal, which may happen, those two guys get the ball right in front of the middle row, and crossing the line is a goal. So once the ball crossed the line, it's a goal, no matter if it comes out again or not. So like in real soccer.
And for the Brazilians, you aren't allowed to touch the bars from the other side.
Yeah. You're not allowed like to simply grab. Yeah. We'll see how this gonna work. So I'd say we go right to it. So I say those two guys get the kickoff, won't they? Yeah, just a second. We're waiting for the picture. Just a second. Wait. We're like.
Well, that's the specs, but.
Okay, yeah, that's all live. So.
Damn you, fishbowl. No more champagne. Remove it. You might.
I own it already. No, we're not going. You didn't say it's not possible in the rules. Anywhere. 1-0.
So picks or it didn't happen. I mean, this is still warm up, right? We didn't start yet. I'm sorry. So. We are waiting for the live broadcast.
We are Brewers. We are Brewers.
Can you hold your position for a minute? We will, while we are fixing this, we will change the order.
As
Yes.
the broadcast isn't working,
That's like.
which has been 10 minutes ago.
So we are working on it. Apparently, maybe Fishbowl is not yet gone. Just I don't know. Sit down, maybe here in the first row.
We try to fix it.
Sorry for this.
They are afraid, you see?
Yeah, probably. There was so much energy from your side. This means on the next one, actually there's a number missing. This is what we have overall so far. This is augmented by the high number of goals those guys will score later, probably. And a number of speakers have announced they will abstain from like a travel reimbursement and instead have the money put into the charity pool, into the charity donation. That is a very generous gesture. Thank you, guys. There is even some speakers who have asked us, put us into another hotel, not the Marriott, but in another cheaper one, so the difference can go to the charity. I mean, that is really heartful. I'm kind of touched by this approach. Just to let you know, this is we value this very much. So there was Packet Wars. And before we talk about Packet Wars, I will hand over to Brian at this point. There is some additional things I'd like to announce in this context, but let's do Packet Wars first. Apparently there was a tweet in the interim from Fishbowl, so maybe it hasn't worked out the way so far that what we thought.
Excellent. Well, who was at the games last night? Excellent, excellent. So hopefully everybody had a good time, got to see some Packet Warriors in action. This was our first time ever doing an IPv6 challenge. And of course, the objective was to defeat the evil Fishbowl. So without further ado, I can introduce the teams. We had 6 teams. Fighting out of New York under the CIA banner was We Own You Light. MI6 out of London, Underdocs. Square Roots fighting out of Paris. We had the BND, local German Munich, or German fighters. And of course, ER&W fielded a rookie team out of Hong Kong, and we had the Hacking 101s out of Sao Paulo. So, and of course, Andreas and Matthias did a great job helping the Packet Master. I couldn't do it without those guys' great support. And we always counted a success if people had fun and learned something. So maybe by a show of applause, did everybody have fun and learn something? All right. Well, with every competition, people want to know what the league chart looks like. So we've got it up here, each of the teams. And for the first battle, roll that. We had, with scoring all the possible points out of Sao Paulo, the Hacking 101 class, which is pretty awesome for their first showing. Battle 2, the numbers told a little bit of a different story. Yeah, fighting out of New York, the CIA seemed to have the advantage there. And then for the third battle, and I know you guys can do math quickly, so I'm going to go right to the winners. But before I do that, just a commentary. Narrowly beating the 2-time champions, We Own You Light. Sorry, guys. You'll have to come try it again next year. Very close. When you look at the numbers, all the leaderboards were 1 point behind for the 5. Reclaiming their title. Drum roll, please. Square Roots. So, where are you guys at? Square Roots? So that's the team to beat next year. I don't see you guys. Where you at? square root. We just give them props. Excellent jobs, and if you guys can get to Dayton in October, you have a seat at the HackSec Invitational. So I'll explain that to you later. So I guess I'm done. And foosball's ready. What's next? Q.
I think the table soccer is ready now, right? So guys, defend the honor of.
Okay, that's not exactly the 1080p picture we had before. Well, for an Apple product, I mean. Okay, yeah, well, that's a little bit sad though. Yeah, I hope. Huh? Yeah. So, as we don't have a working camera, unfortunately, like we had 15 minutes ago, we're going to do it like this. So, room for improvement for next year. Yeah, I think we're going to start. So, wish these guys luck. It's for a good cause.
The Off-Rulers.
Go ahead. Seven to go. Six to go.
Group is 14.
Okay, now it's serious.
Troopers 14. Okay, Echo, wait a second. As it's for a good cause, I think you should continue with just one hand. 400. So this is the last ball.
We are troopers.
That's it. Okay. Yeah. So if I'm right, it's like additional 600 euro, right?
It is.
Who has the pointer? I mean, Ange and Rodrigo did an awesome job, didn't they? So, man, 3 goals. Actually, it seems Rodrigo is a quite forgiving guy, as last year there was some painful moments for him during the opening remarks, so it's very brave. He came back to this exact stage in the context of football. That was, man, I thank you for this. You have a great heart. So we will augment the amount, which brings us to the Troopers challenges. Let's see how the Troopers overall performed. There is, you see over there, the number of tokens submitted and like which of those were from form validations. You see some names here, and you see some names here, which means those guys get each 4 tickets in the lottery. See the respective numbers here. I'm happy to see so many names and who actually scored quite high. So apparently you put both skills and an effort into it. During the challenge thing, we noted that, well, some of you in the room maybe like get a bit uncomfortable right now. We figured at some point one of the terminals was actually tampered with. Somebody had removed the SD card, put in another one, or actually that the firmware was modified, which is, I mean, that's an ingenious attack. Still, it's somewhat against the rules, and this attacker, well, I don't really feel sorry for shaming you in public. The point is not for like maybe doing this. It's a bit, I would say, unethical, but well, you should have prepared it a bit better, not leaving your host name and your username in a temporary file, which could be identified. Once we did further investigations, it turned out that apparently, we think we found the guy. Oh, by the way, do you know what Arlen means? That's a very interesting host name, as Arlen is the fictional name of a city in the novel King of the Hills. So that's a pretty cool name. King of the Hills usually used to be a battle in the Packet Wars. But so this guy, modified the system. We detected it. We removed it. Are you still here? That's. Oh, he's in the very back. So you please allow it to remove you from the scoreboard, which we did. Still, we had some technical respect for the vector, but next year, please do not leave traces like this. That said, we are right at the lottery. These are the items that can be won. The Eggbot. The Eggbot is a nice little robot-type thing which you can use, Easter holidays ahead. Not everybody has 3 kids like I do who can paint eggs. So if you have to do it on your own, this machine may help you. Then we have 2 of those very nice watches, actually with Troopers engraving. And we have put out one of the just recently arrived Tetra pineapples. Very nice Wi-Fi. Well, the main purpose is putting up rogue APs, which, keeping yesterday's keynote in mind, you would never do except on your own premises, right? But it can do other nice stuff as well, and those things are not usually they're sold out very fast. This is the edition which even has the backpack, which has a battery pack. You can put it on your back and walk. Yeah, you won't do that. Okay. So it's time for the lottery. Look at this. And we will now draw the winners of these nice pieces. She will be the...
So it's my fault.
She will be Fortuna. Can we get some music with this? I have to... The thing is, how do you know it's not all the same name on each of those? Okay, this one, actually a guy who had got 3 points, Sebastian Neuner. That's good. Yeah, got it. He got one of the watches. Oh, the next piece, I should announce this in advance, I realize. The next one will be the Eggbot for the, well, you know, the Easter eggs. So if you have a grandma, you can like send her a packet. Oh, grandma, this year I painted Easter eggs for you. So the next one goes to Ken W. Ken W. I hope you have good use for this. To the best of my knowledge, the tradition of Easter eggs does not only exist in Germany, so
We are Troopers.
thank you for coming to Troopers. The next one again will be this, the second watch again, just to let you know, it has a Troopers engraving. And this one will go to Bastian Breidenbach. So now it's up to this. I have one on my own. I don't do much like technical stuff anymore. But this I have at home, not least to teach my son a bit of Wi-Fi basics. So I really like this piece. Giuseppe Spagnolo. Actually, he scored 3 points, so he did some efforts. You deserve it. And luck was on your side. Fortuna was on your side. Have fun with this. Use it, of course, you know, have fun with it. Thank you. this brings me to the, actually, now it becomes even more sad. No, it doesn't become more sad. Kind of closing gets closer to getting closed. Thanks to all people who contributed, who helped us with setting this up, and who were part of the overall Troopers experience. And I would like to ask the team to show up. I mean, I had the, except for like writing some emails and taking some phone calls, I wasn't involved too much in getting all this, making this possible here, which the honors, and it's deserved that some other people get your very big applause.
We are Hooters.
Das Video kommt jetzt nicht, da kommen noch ein paar Folien. Das ist perfekt so. Das ist perfekt einfach laufen lassen. Leute sonst dann wieder hinsetzen. Alles gut. Jetzt kommen noch ein paar Folien. Da. Klick einfach weiter und guck, was da kommt. Alles gut.
We are Hooters.
I think they did a tremendous job to make this happen, especially facing adversaries and obstacles of all types. Thank you. That was awesome. Thanks for making the family reunion happen. Thank you.
We are Troopers.
What's that? There was a tweet, but this is half an hour ago. I think this might be. It's probably doesn't mean anything. So, do we already have a date for next year? Not yet, but Troopers will happen next year. It will be 10th edition, 10-year anniversary. We'll try to put up something good, but for the moment, I'm just overwhelmed of standing here, getting this. Well, I don't want to finish it, kind of. I would like to prolong just by talking or something, but this doesn't work. I know some of you have to catch some trains or so. That means all of you, we are Troopers. See you next year.
Troopers.
And thank you for coming to Heidelberg and for joining us. Oh, what is
Have a safe trip home. troopers.
That's a cyber cat. Cyber cat. Cyber cat.
See you tomorrow, see you next year. In any case, have a safe trip home.